Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a gel pad into your KLR 650 seat. Here's the pad, the seat, and some supplies we're going to need. Screwdriver, permanent marker, X-Acto knife, and your good old trusty flathead screwdriver. You're going to need a gel pad, of course, some smoothing foam. This will go over top the gel to take care of any contours or rough edges it has afterwards. And of course your KLR 650 seat. Now, as you can see, I've already used a flathead screwdriver to pry up most of the staples on the cover here. You just pry those up from the underside. Let me get some of this stuff moved real quick. You just pry those up from the underside with a flathead screwdriver. And you can either reuse this or go down and get some new marine grade foam. What I did is I've already taken the gel pad and laid it out, try to center it up. You can see I didn't go over top of the curved part. I stayed back just a little bit from the curved part. I put it in the areas I most likely will be sitting on and off road. I just used a permanent marker to mark that out. I made sure the gel pad wasn't stretched excessively when I did that. Okay, so now on to step 2, we're going to take an X-Acto knife. We're going to set that X-Acto knife to about the depth of the gel. So I've already done that, and I'm going to get prepped up, and then we're going to start cutting this stuff. Okay, so I got it set up on a tripod now, so you'll be able to see what I'm doing as I do it. I've already got the depth marked. I'm just going to cut with plunging motions along the line I made. I'll get in close here so you can see what those cuts look like. See, those cuts are doing pretty good. Pretty reasonable, staying the same depth. So I'm going to continue to cut that. Okay, I'm going to continue cutting around the perimeter of the seat. Now I'm just going to take a straight edge, draw a grid across this entire area that we're going to cut out. It's going to allow us to cut a grid and cut in from the side after we tear it up, make a nice flush area for that pad to fit down into. I'm going to go every 3/4 of an inch or so. Okay, now time to cut out all this. Okay, so now each of these little guys will just pull out just like that. Then you can take a flat razor, scrape up underneath there to clear all the rest of it out. That should give you relatively uniform depth. The smaller these little squares are, the more uniform the depth will be underneath there. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to shave it down and then throw that gel pad in there. So I'm going to clear this out, and then I'll show you the shaving process. Okay, now we can see that it's got a lot of raised areas in it still. I'm going to use a basic razor blade scraper, side-to-side motion, just kind of saw some of those off. It's going to make a big mess, so just expect that. If you have any low spots, you can always hit it with a little bit of spray adhesive and shave a cube or something, chunkier other foam, and just kind of glue it in there, raise it up, and shave the whole thing off once it sets. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that right now. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and test the gel pad by just laying it in there, see if it lays flush. Just allow you to see all your high and low spots. Now this gel pad's really sticky, so it's going to be kind of difficult to make sure I get them all set in without lifting it back out in my hand. So we can see, so I have a little bit of raised edge even if I push it down right in this area. I'm going to shade those areas out just a little bit more. And you can see I got some low spots I'm going to fill in. So I'll fill those in and I'll get back to you in a minute. Something else I got is an 80 grit piece of sandpaper, foam block. Now it's time to refit. With just a little bit of sanding, that seemed to have set it down any further. And since this is going on the KLR, not a show bike, I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just going to go ahead and hose it down with some spray adhesive, and then I'm going to just go ahead and hit it with the concealing foam that will make it so you won't even see any raised edges or anything like that once it's pulled tight and you get the cover pulled on over top of it. Now, you probably won't want to be like me. You probably want to do this outside in a ventilated area. Unfortunately, it's really rainy and windy right now. I'm at work, so I'm just doing it on my lunch in the break room here. Where that foam is, okay. I can see the pad a little bit. Totally not worried about it. This thing is going on a 1993 or 2003 torn up old KLR. Most of it will be covered up by a tank bag. If you're picky, you can just seat that gel pad in there a little bit better. Once the seat cover's on there and pulled tight, you won't even notice. Okay, I don't know if this is the way everybody does it. This is the way I do it. I just start at one end. Your stapler, make sure the staples aren't long enough. They're going all the way through the seat pan and stabbing the boys. And then let's see if it's not going to cooperate. So anyways, if you can't figure that out, ask for some help from somebody or something. But now I can barely see that there's even got a gel pad in there, and definitely feels much different than other areas that just got foam in them. So throw that back on my scoot once I get done stapling this thing the rest of the way and hammering it in. Probably going to end up recovering it with a new seat cover because the poop brown isn't exactly picking up ladies anytime soon. So there you have it. It's how to put a gel seat insert in a KLR 650 seat.